At this
Oh,
point, there's no reason to really bet anymore, and I don't think he's going to be bluffing in this spot. From my play with him before, it looks too much like I've made the 8, and some people I would call there, but I'm not calling him. Now I'm down to 1,700, so I'm getting down to my last gasp over in the big game. And like I said, the payouts are good for the big one. The payouts are still good for the medium one. And for someone who plays bigger stakes like I do, the small one, the payouts aren't so good.
no.
I mean, if you win first place, you'll still feel good about it. But if you don't win first, if we look in this event where you don't have a lot of players, 21,000 for first place. Now, obviously, that's the medium one.
That's the medium one,
let's go to the small one because Razz is getting about 10,000. Obviously, I'd be happy to win 10,000, but it's kind of hard to expect to win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very long shot. Are you? I mean, you're, which could you say, old school cash game player, mainly cash game player. Do you care about scoop points and stuff like that?
The way it usually works for something like that, for me, is if I was doing well, then either someone would remind me or I'd say, hey, I know they have something. I have no idea what the award is for getting it, but I know you get something for being the points leader.
Yeah.
So if I would start caring if I was doing well.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to play. I had to skip several days. And so far I've only made one final table. But for instance, if I made 2 more final tables, then I would probably go to wherever it is you go to look up points and see how I was faring.
Yeah.
And I'd probably, and I'd also say, what do you get for it? I don't know. I know in PokerStars the way it works with some of the different things they have. You might get tournament packages or something. I don't know what it is for this.
Yeah.
But something like that. So, they're worthwhile. So you have to factor those into your, what you're able to win. And, if I ever got to that point, I'm sure I'd be playing the last few days of the scoop, playing the high, medium, low, even if I hadn't initially planned on it. Now, here's a situation.
Yeah,
Look at this.
very interesting.
I have a Jack 5, the guy bet a 10. I got position behind him. I'm drawing really good. I'm going to raise him. And because I know I'm not roughing the hole, maybe he is.
Yeah.
He might have heard something. At this point, he's probably drawn dead, actually, now that I hit the 8. And he should know I have to have an 8. He probably shouldn't pay me off with a 10 there, because I might not have raised him drawn to an 8. Let's see what he had. He called me with a 10.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had to call me with the going to the river.
Yeah.
But an 8 and a 9 was like the worst card I could have caught.
Yeah.
Once he ended up with a 10, just because it's almost impossible, the 9 would have paired me.
Yeah.
Although against someone who plays too many hands and comes in with rough cards in the hole, I am capable of raising there with a 9 or an 8, actually, to represent something better than I have. But in that particular case, me catching an 8 was like death for him.
Yeah.
Raising in this draw situation, I'm probably drawing better than 8, and 8's not going to pair me.
Yeah.
But it could have. The pot got big. He called me off. It's not, not a terrible play on his part, but whatever.
Yeah. So how's the stack sizes now? You're really low in the big one. I can't see 1-4. Is it?
Yeah, 1471. I'm about to go out. The good thing is the first 2 hours of this Razz tournament, I really couldn't even hear the clicking on my machine. I couldn't hear what was going on because Alex over there was screaming at her computer every time she caught 4 low ones and 3 face cards, which is what you don't like to have happen at Razz. But now that we're doing this recording, she's been quiet as a mouse.
Yeah.
I hardly even know she's there.
So Alex is a fan of these. That's a girlfriend. She's in the room, and we can't see her because we're watching your screen. She's a fan of these. Have you taught her well?
She's a good limit player.
Yeah.
She hasn't done so well. Like she used to play in the early days, a lot of the 10K WPTs.
Yeah.
And let's say she got unlucky a number of times.
Yeah.
But I remember the last one that she played, she said she was done. Dan Harrington knocked her out, where she got pretty deep and had ace king against.
I had aces against tens.
Oh, you had an ace? No, but Dan Harrington had like.
Aces against tens.
Oh, that's what he knocked you out with? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she had aces against tens. That was like her swan song. Then she said, forget it. And she gave it up. But then what she did is she went to the limit. Like, she played a lot of limit hold'em, and she played the limit tournaments. This year at the Razz, I wasn't able to play, even though I'd won it the year before because I was still in a different event. So she tried to defend my title, and she came in like 21st.
That's good.
And so she did make the money there. And then a couple times in the horse events, like the $2,500 horse, she's been the chip leader. Matter of fact, she was the chip leader in the money about 2 years ago. So for me, it's a lot of fun. If you're a poker player, a lot of poker players, their girlfriends maybe are hanging on the rail or whatever and sweating them. And you kind of, if you're a reasonable person, you feel bad to have someone that has to just watch you play.
Yeah.
For me, it's fun because I get to watch Alex play and get to sweat along with her. And she plays online more than I do, actually. Like if I'm doing, a lot of times I have to do things like play. She doesn't play the live tournaments that much, so if I'm playing a live tournament, she may be in the room playing online and sweating how I'm doing on the computer.
Yeah.
And whatever. Anyway, like I say, especially at the World Series, she'll be playing the horse events and some of the other limit events, and I'll get to have a good sweat and have fun with it.
That's fun. All right. That's good. Is she aiming to play a lot of tournaments during the World Series as well?
Well, she usually doesn't play. Last year she played 4, and I think made the money in 2 of them. So she's never played 10 events.
No.
At the World Series. But one of the reasons is, unfortunately, is she is my main support person.
Yeah.
Talking about starting with 4 good cards, I got ace, deuce, 3, 4.
Okay, she's got ace, deuce, 3, 4. Have you caught your 3 face cards yet?
Getting there.
I heard that.
Yeah, see, this is the thing.
Paint and paint.
Pair, paint, and paint. Okay, so that's the life of a Razz player. Yeah, she's my girlfriend, so I'm willing to hear the bad beat stories, but I tell other people try to tell me their bad beat stories that, sorry, that's where I draw the line. My girlfriend gets that, they don't.
Yeah, she fills that limit, right?
Yeah.
So get me through this hand in the mid stakes now with the 4, 5, 6.
Okay, well, let's see. The first thing you notice is there's 2 aces out. That makes them what you call jokers.
Yeah.
If some people say 4, 5, 6 put in a lot of action, but it limits my action that I don't have an ace.
Yeah.
I do have a 6. So now the question is, should I raise here or not? Well, I'm still going to raise here because someone may be a little rough.
Yeah.
Some of these people come in with rougher cards, like in this case, 8 is rough, 7 is rough. Also, I may find out something. Now, I caught an 8.
And all of them draw higher cards.
Yeah, they all got higher cards. And you see this guy, Meat Dog, folded. And what does that tell you? That tells you was right. The ace is like the joker.
Wow.
Now, this guy should know that probably didn't pair me, except he might think, and of course now he's drawn dead, he might think that it did pair me because that's why I raised, because I had that ace.
Wow, now you have a 6.
He paid me off. Now, here I'm raising this in this thing with 8, 6, 4. I'll even raise with 8s in the hole, unless I'm up against too many small cards that are already in. Okay, pretty nice street, 9 against a 10, because it means my 8. And now he's not going to be able to think that the 8 paired me. He's probably going to have to fold here.
Yeah.
Because I put in a lot of action early, no reason for him to think I have an 8 in the hole.
No, and he might be drawing to a 10, which is useless.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to catch 2 runners.
Yeah.
And he could. Now, if I only called initially, it would give him more reason to think I paired the 8. Sometimes you'll see someone play the hand slow initially, and you'll put them on an 8 in the hole. You'll think, okay, the guy's a little bit weak. He didn't want to create a big pot. And then when he catches an 8, you'll be able to think it paired him. Conversely, if someone puts in, caps it starting out, you think they probably have at least an ace or a deuce in the hole.
Yeah.
And